Hi there. I just kind of wanted to do like kind of an unboxing video, maybe informal video. So, through insurance, I had the choice between an S9, a Ardo, a Medallia, which I've gotten a Medallia before and it hurts my supply super badly. So I wound up through my FSA. No, I got Spectra through my FSA, and I got the Medallia. No, I don't know how I got one of them. I got through insurance. One of them I got with the FSA card because I always thought before I had my first, Medallia was the very, very best breast pump you could ever get. That's why I got it, and I got Spectra for insurance. I think Medallia with FSA. So I couldn't get the big S1 extra this time that was not covered through Edge Park and my insurance. I go to Bargain Hunt quite frequently because I've noticed you can find Trim Healthy Mama, healthy things, and all sorts of things for amazing, great deals, but you have to check frequently. A few weeks ago, maybe 2 months ago, I saw they had a Spectra S1, which is the battery big one, for $120, which is a great deal. That is the same price that the S1 was running on Amazon when I first started using Spectra products. 3 days ago, it was yellow stickered for $40. Today, I opened my email account and saw a email saying baby products that are yellow stickered are half off from the yellow sticker. So that meant this was $20, and I may have to start exclusively pumping to get her to wait. So I kind of opened in the car just to make sure it worked. So yeah, the box was damaged. It was completely messed up. But most of the top part of the box is the flanges and stuff. And I just dropped my S2 yesterday on the floor. How is this, being in a box, going to be even worse or better than, whatever? Now, the box feels a little, weak and, it got a little wet. So, here is the Spectra S1. So, this is the one that is battery operated. Now, I taped a video, but I don't think I ever edited it and published it for the S9 compared to the S2. The S9 is not as powerful. It does not have as many options as the S2. And it is a little weaker. I can tell a difference. And so here's the features of an S2 or S1. The main difference is this is going to be battery operated, and you can charge it through the wall plug. So, and Spectra saved my supply. I was using the Medallia at work, and my supply was just going down and down and down. And I don't know why I switched to Spectra, but I started getting more output. So the on button's here, the bottom button. See, it's already 3/4 the 2/3 charge. So there's maybe there's 4 bars. This might be halfway charged. I opened it because I was going to pump on my way home, but then I could. So when you first get it, it's going to be pumping at the lower. It's going to be like an L1. So you can change the vacuum cycles by going up or down. So it starts at L1. So then I tried massage. So this will help you get letdowns. This is this wavy button. So because I am kind of concerned it might be so beat up that it might not work. $20 is kind of worth it. It was L1 and I could barely hear. I couldn't see anything moving on the letdown mode. I'm like, oh no, maybe this is broken, but how come the other one's functioning? When I turned it on, I automatically pumped it. I'm about 4 to 6. It was on 1. I usually am about at 4 or 5. Even probably 3 might work. Who knows? So there's other cycles too, and they all kind of feel the same to me. But there's people. Sometimes I'll play around with them, but I honestly don't touch them. I just go for it. Just whatever it's on. Supposedly it's going to make a difference, but I can't tell a difference. And then there's a nightlight function. So this is least, most, one thing. And also the Spectra is a double pump. So there's a cord where you can shut one side off. Remember that, because I have seen some people go, I thought I only had a one booty pump, booby pump, or I don't know. And then they're like, there was a cap on it. Oh, if you can tell, it's not hooked up to anything, but you can't hear words. When I pump my PSA, PISA, I always call it PSA. The pumping style, it always felt like it was talking to me, and it really bothered me. But I've never, in 4 years of pumping, ever felt like a Spectre is talking to me. Now the S9 is very, very much louder. So much I turned it on the other day, and Mom was like, "What's it now?" I'm like, "I'm pumping." Another bonus, which is not as much of a bonus now, is there's a cup holder, which is supposed to be your pump parts. The version, now think about, I have gotten the Spectra for once every 2 years, so I have the older version. So this will not comfortably fit a Coke can anymore. It used to. One of my S2s do. So it will hold the bottles, which is really nice. So a S1 or S2 will come with 2 bottles, 2 different size pump parts, a 24 millimeter and a 28 millimeter. I need to get size this week, and I'm feeling now maybe, or I have super elastic ones. I might need to go lower. I don't know. There is a backflow protector, and there is a pumping cord. There's instructions, or there was instructions in the car. Don't have them, or maybe they weren't in the box. By the way, this box, like I said, it still had the tag from Spectra on it. It wasn't even open. It must have got delivered to someone, and they're like, this box is so messed up, and they returned it, and those places like sell that to bargain hunt. Hey, I have seen a click booth out of the box for $120 there. I feel like they've changed the design or feel of the Spectra pump because it feels bumpy instead of smooth. My other ones I'm pretty sure are smooth. I feel like the bottles for the Spectra are really decent and slow flow. If you're breastfeeding, even if you're bulk feeding, up to for your entire breastfeeding journey, you most likely will always need a slow flow or preemie nipple, because that will help your baby go back and forth from breast. Because if the bottle's not that much work, so if that bottle's super fast, like I will test them, if it drips just doing this, it's way too fast. So there's a couple that I feel like are way too fast. Like I think Medallia is one of those. Just do that and just starts dripping everywhere. I felt like this one at Mam and maybe Avent was pretty good. This is one of the 2 bottle nipples my second who hated bottles would take maybe at times. They have changed since I started getting Spectra products. Changed the bottle. Some of the older ones will fall off the flange. So now there's a little lock there that keeps it on there. So that little line here kind of locks it together. The numbers are now perforated so you can feel it on the sides. I have old Spectra bottles that you cannot see the numbers at all because it's just washed off. I don't have a dishwasher too. They come with lid caps, so you can pop the nipple out and use just the lid and the lid cap. These are opaque and sticky versus slick and shiny, like the pumping style Medallias. Unfortunately, it's slightly harder to find the Spectra products in store, but I saw some at Target. I saw one at a bargain hunt today by my baby. I know sells the S1, so it's becoming easier to find pump parts for Spectras in a store. I usually replace my parts on Amazon. Oh, I didn't cover this. So a Spectra is a closed pump system. My first pump I killed. because I did not use the backflow protector one day while I was pumping in the car, and milk got into the pump. Spectra replaced it, thank goodness. I mean, blessing. They have great customer service. I got it in 3 days. So this protects the milk from going into these tubes. Now, yeah, you can open the system and just pray milk never goes in there. But the one time you don't, it may break. And Jane Griffin, you need to get out. So, yeah, you can risk it, but is it worth it when you may not be able to pump, or you may have to buy a pump out of pocket? You might as well just use these. Now, you can use Medallia products with your Spectra if you get a adapter on Amazon that makes the Medallia stuff fit on your stuff, so you can use the backflow protector, or you can open it and risk the milk going in the pump. I do not. I tell you, when you're not ready to wean and you may be facing weaning, is horribly emotionally gut-wrenching. I do not recommend. I cried and screamed and wailed like someone was dying for days till I figured out if I could figure it out, because I'm like, the Medallia's not going to keep my supply up. You need to replace the membrane once or every 2 months. You need to replace the duckbill valves every month or when they don't close. So they should be closed. So when they don't close anymore, you need to replace them. And that's all I can think of. That's like pump maintenance. I've tried a new brand of these that came with extra membranes, so now I can replace some membranes on all the ones I can find. Keep an extra thing of membrane, duckbill, backflow protectors, and duckbills, but especially backflow protectors, because you can't, especially years ago, you could not find them in store. So if someone steps on this and it breaks, you can't use it, or you have to open your pump up and pray milk doesn't go in the pump. So, oh yeah. So I think if this is like the S2, and I think it's just like the S2, this will be a 12-volt pump. My S9 is a 9-volt pump. So that's something to think of. So, oh, FYI, I don't know if they've changed this, but I couldn't get my Spectra to work when I first got it, the very first one, because this is the way this comes apart. It was together, but not all the way in. So make sure it's plugged in if it's not working, because that's happened to me a couple times. Yeah, it's 12 volt. I just had to replace my other one because I lost one of the cords for one of my S2s, and where I think I need to start building my slide, I don't think I should be using my S9 in the living room anymore. So that is my amazing bargain find, and I guess a little, hey, here's some FYI on bottle pumping maintenance. I mean, I can do other videos on pumping and breastfeeding and all sorts of stuff that might help anyone out there. Because breastfeeding, especially pumping, there's not enough information out for a mom. And I've uploaded this video where I've ranted about breastfeeding is hard. And I have another breastfeeding rant I would like to take, but I don't think I posted it because I'm afraid people get mad and angry about this breastfeeding rant. Because breastfeeding is hard, it's difficult. They give you a pump and go, you're free, but you're not free because you have to pump every few hours. And people are, and like, it's hard. It's hard because you're not given enough education on the breastfeeding, breast pumping process. It's incredibly difficult when you have other kids to take care of, or you're trying to work in a field that you can't pump at your desk and stuff like that. I was denied pump breaks a few times. People walked in on me while I was pumping. Breastfeeding is hard, and pumping is hard, and if I mean, if I have to become an exclusive pumper, that's going to be hard. Really hard. I don't know how to function without going, oh, you're crying? Here's a boob. So, I mean, pumping's hard, and I've had to spend at least a year with my first figuring out the best ways to pump and to get the most milk available, because I was a low to just enough to supplier, and I'm afraid I'm going to be a low supplier now. But if she's not transferring well enough, maybe that's why I feel like I'm struggling. So if you want another video on pumping or my best tips for pumping, feel free to comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm kind of doing like halfway weight loss, halfway just baby life. So whatever. So I'll see you guys next time.